Welcome everyone to the USA Crypto Group. Today we have Shima Enaga for this AMA session. Shima Enaga is a cute little bird that is also known as a cornball bird. And her objective is to give you passive income through Bitcoin rewards. Like always, this AMA session is for research purposes only, and there's no commitment to the team. With that, I'd like to welcome Goku from the team. Goku, if you can start out introducing yourself, your background, and as well as your core members.
Good evening, and first of all, thank you for having us. So I'm Goku. I'm a co-founder of Shima Enaga together with Stan, Dachi, and my partner Roshi, who started this as a migration to start off with. But let me get into who I am and what my background is. So I'm Goku. I'm from Yemen, brought up in Sweden, have been traveling around Asia, for the past 10 years now, Asia, Africa, Malaysia, Egypt, and all around, And what my background is in terms of real life work and business, it's real estate. I'm originally a soccer coach. In the US, we say soccer. And then in Europe, we say football. And so I'm a football coach and then turned into entrepreneurship and started in the hospitality world. And now when COVID started, I got into crypto. And so this is my first project launching, actually. We have tried here and there, but nothing that launched. And my first token was BitGrow then that we started together with Stan, Dachi, and a few other members. And so my co-founder is Stan, and he was one of the co-founders of RoboDoge. I think, Stan, would you like to give an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been here earlier. My name is Stan. I've been here with Radius Protocol as I'm one of the co-founders there. I'm now one of the co-founders on Shima Enaga, and my main purpose is the marketing side, networking, connecting us with the right people. I'm pretty experienced. I've launched RoboDoge in the past that went to a 65 million market cap all-time high with 3.3 million in liquidity. That was about it.
And the other co-founder is...
Go ahead, Goku.
Sorry. So the other co-founder is Roshi, who is my partner from Goku's Calls as well. He's a very talented back-end developer and who has been to, very, very good help and that I've known for quite some years, I would say now, more than a year. And he's also a co-founder here. We have Dachi, who's also in the core team, and she's in charge of marketing and relations as well. And so that's our team.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. It seems like you guys have a lot of experience in the crypto space. So that's always a good thing. The name Shima Enaga sounds very Japanese. I'm assuming it's from Japan. The bird's from Japan. So why the bird? Honestly, I've never heard of the bird. It's a cute little bird. Can you speak on about the bird and why you guys decided to pick the name?
All right. So I was always intrigued by how many, how effective and how powerful meme tokens have been, especially in DeFi, and how they've brought joy to many lives. They've brought wealth, and it's just fascinating. But when I wanted to launch a token, and yes, it's always fun and nice to have a meme token, but you want to lean towards the more professional side as well, because that at some point a token without so-called utilities or meaning behind it won't last. Because yes, a picture of a dog on a token that's flying is fun, but at the long run, will it sustain? Has it a meaning? Will it offer jobs to people? Will it, because there's a lot of money running into it. So I was looking into it, and left and right there was new dogs, and then the cat hype started, and there was cats left and right, and I was like, there got to be something else that's coming, something that will build a new trend. And it started off with, I was thinking about birds. Okay, let's think birds are nice. And then I was looking into ducks and whatnot, and they just didn't attract me. So I did a lot of research, and I knew that if I wanted to start a token that has some sort of meme related to it, it would be something Asian that I want to go with, because I've lived in Asia, I lived in Malaysia, and I know how big how big memes, anime, cartoon characters are popular there. So I was like, Asia is the place that I want to target, because that's where I had the most of my entrepreneurship experience. And so I did a little bit of research for China, and it's usually I didn't find anything that's really attractive, and I came across Japan and Shima Enaga. So Shima Enaga is so-called, they call it cotton ball birds. They are very cute. They're adorable, very cute. They're fluffy. They're round, and they appeared for the first time in Hokkaido, Japan. And the moment I saw the bird, I was like, this is it. This is the bird. And when I looked into the name, because I was translating, and it translates into long tit something, and I was like, but Shima Enaga, we don't need to translate the name. Shima Enaga is based off 2 words, and it reminds me, and I think a lot of people will think about Shiba Inu because it's set into 2 words. And I said, branding wise, this is perfect. Now what we need to do is turn this little cute bird into a pixelated version, because pixel art is the art of technology. And I was like, let's do it. So we worked a couple of weeks on with a designer on a design, and every time it came out wrong because it looked like a chicken, and it just didn't set well until the final version, which we have today, Shima Enaga. And I was like, we don't touch it anymore. This is it. This is Shima.
Very cool, brother. Very cool. But it's very unique little bird. Very cute. I've never seen it before. Never even heard of it. You're right. It does have some similarity as far as the sounding go with the Shiba. With Shiba. Yeah. The name sparks a lot of curiosity for me as well. So I looked into it. I actually Googled it. I was like, oh dang, okay. But when was the bird first appeared in Japan?
That I would be lying if I would answer that. I didn't look into that really. But in terms of what you said there, and this is the thing, because I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. It's only when I did the research and I saw it, and I was like, okay, this is it. And it stuck in my head. And I think a lot of people in the space, because we got used to, I want to say it once again, we got used to too many dog tokens, too many cat tokens, and finally there is something new, something catchy, because it's not like duck token. It's a unique name that you will see for the first time for most people, of course, unless you're Japanese. We have a lot of Japanese that came into the community that said, oh, this is Shima, and some of them already had that profile picture on their Telegram. But for us, that don't live there and haven't heard of it, it's catchy, and it's getting to know something for the first time, and they will remember it.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you look at the website, it shows that you guys have put a lot of thinking in behind it. With that, just exactly like how you describe it, right? You want to resonate with people, but specifically Asia, specifically over in Japan. And look at the website, it screams Japanese, right? Very elegant, very cool. And I think Japan is actually very popular as far as, like you said, the characters, anime, and all that. So yeah, man, looks like you thought of this stuff out. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, in terms of the website, we translated it into. So if you go to the website, you will find a Chinese version and a Japanese version as well. And we did not do a Google Translate thing, because it's how that ends up. It ends up being a misunderstanding. So we actually brought in a Japanese person and a manager that manages our Japanese community, and we have a Chinese manager as well that manages the Chinese one, and they translated it for us, and we have them both, so the website is in English, Chinese, and Japanese.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the website now. Actually, I do see a Chinese flag on here that you can actually translate to Chinese as well. Are they big over with anime and cartoons, characters, and all that over in China as well?
So what we have been thinking about, because I think we're going to go to that, and in terms of utility and what we have and so on, and we know how people, the Japanese communities, the Chinese, the Asian, the Southeast Asian especially, are involved in anime and in cartoons and manga. It's just like the US with Fortnite, and and
that's true.
They are very big fans, and what we have been looking into it, and we didn't really find anything related to to Shima Enaga. And I think with crypto, because they are big fans of crypto as well, Stan and I are contacting a few artists that we are looking into doing a manga series for Shima. And all this will fall along, because I think we're going to talk about the security side of the project later on. But just now we had a meeting before we came in, because we were talking about with a big company, and they said, hey, guys, if this blows up, you're going to have some some kind of registrations coming after you and stuff. So it's better starting already registering Shima as a legitimate company, which shows more legitimacy. But most importantly, you would be able to go ahead with the things that you want to do. For instance, a manga series that's sold in Japan.
Yeah, I think that's very intelligent of you guys for in recognizing that the Chinese community within the crypto space, right? They have a big influence. So I think that's a good approach, and I think you guys recognize that as well as I can see on the website, having it translate to Chinese as well. So that's very well thought out. All right, brother. So let's move into the basic stuff, all right? Like the audit, KYC. Can you speak a little bit on that?
Yeah. So let me tell the community here on what happened really, and why. Because as we all know, we were supposed to go ahead with a Presale fair launch, right? And long story short, we were in a meeting with a big company yesterday, and the fair launch was supposed to be today. So on Presale you can just have a soft cap, and then the hard cap will be unlimited, as much as it fills. And they advised us not to go with a fair launch because they saw the potential in Shima and believed that we should keep it exclusive from the beginning. They said a fair launch is not very, it's not smart. They told us it's not smart. If you want to maximize the potential of Shima, you got to do a whitelist presale. So of course we appreciate them, and why we were in the meeting is for a potential partnership. So we went directly ahead after we already had done a KYC with Presale to cancel the fair launch itself, which also means that the KYC is not valid anymore. But immediately got in touch with Cyberscope to proceed with a KYC that we already have paid for and should proceed within the next 24 hours. In terms of audit has already been done for the contract, because what we should do is give the contract a file to the audit company and to run an audit before deploying it, so we know if there's any mistakes in the contract and stuff. And the contract is crystal clear, waterproof, so we're going to deploy it, and audit and KYC is in place.
Awesome, brother. All right, let's talk about the Shimanomics, aka Tokenomics.
All right, that's the interesting part. So I'm going to be full transparent here. We started off with making it 2% liquidity 2% Bitcoin rewards, 1% marketing, right? To ensure that, you know, the project stays in a stable state of LP, we included 2%, but then with what the changes that we made, we realized that there is a lot of things that we have in place, and we would appreciate some marketing funds. And we changed the tokenomics, but we have something very interesting here. And what's so interesting is that the taxes are never going to be changed, no matter what. On launch, I know a lot of projects, they launch and then they have 15%, sell tax, and they raise the taxes on buy competitions and whatnot. And no, we don't want to do that, because we believe in trust is earned, and all these small details and, you know, things that they matter. They matter for an investor to see, because here's the thing. A lot of people might trust us and they are in the community. But what about those, and we know how DeFi can play out, what about those that are not part of the community, that are trading a chart? You know, or the Chinese community, for example, Chinese people that are not even involved in the community, because we know how busy they are. They might just trade things out of the look of the chart. And if they see something changing, they wouldn't be happy. So we want to make sure that the Shimanomics don't change. And if they change, they are only going to be reduced. We all know that Shima is here to be distributing BTCB rewards to its holders, which is the Binance Smart Chain version of Bitcoin. But here's the thing, and we started all of this since day one with transparency, and we are always going to take it that way. Bitcoin rewards, and as many know here who have experience in the space, they are not really bullish in the long term. It's very exciting, especially when volume comes in, because once you think about, you know, once you get to those millions of market cap, let's say we are 20 million right now, and you get 1 million or 2 in volume each day, there is a lot of Bitcoin rewards going to be distributed to people. And that's, so Bitcoin is involved, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is that we want to educate people, which is going to come in the utility later when we discussed it. But later on, we always want our people to have passive income. I'm also going to say it. The most importantly is the sustainability of the project in the long term. And once again, Bitcoin rewards, any rewards in the long term are not really bullish, I would say, because once you get to a certain stage of level where, okay, now we need the next level of exposure, the next level of movement, you need to get yourself out there to places that will give you that exposure, exchanges, centralized exchanges, sexes, you know, and you need to get on there, and they won't even touch you if you have rewards. So we have a function in the contract, okay? And we are thinking about implementing this already, but once we get to a stabilized stage, and okay, now it's the move, now we need to go on those exchanges. Once we turn off the Bitcoin rewards, they will never be able to be turned on again. But here's the beautiful part. From the beginning, there is 20% of the total supply set for staking. And the good news as well is that staking might even be live while you're receiving Bitcoin rewards. There is some implementations for that needs to be done for people in order for them to receive Bitcoin rewards and, you know, and the income from the staking pool. But what I'm saying is we will never take away the passive income. Either it's Bitcoin rewards and staking, or it's going to be either Bitcoin rewards or staking. So there is always going to be passive income. But the beautiful thing is, once we turn off the rewards later on, it's benefiting the project from both sides. So staking is live, and the taxes will be reduced even more. And that shows some sort of seriousness in the project itself, because yes, DeFi is beautiful, and a lot of tokens and projects survive on the taxes. But if you really want to get your project to the next level, at some point, you got to give up a lot of taxes. Otherwise, you'll stay there forever.
100% true. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of projects, right? They do not have tax, to be honest with you. Big projects, and people invest in it because of the future potential, because of the utility, right? But like you are correct,
Yeah.
once you get to the Texas, you cannot have taxes on there. But I do want to go back, rewind back. So right now you have 1% LP, 2% going to BTC rewards, which is Bitcoin, and 2% marketing. Did you say that you guys had revised that there, Goku?
No, what we have done now is previously, I want to be very clear so people know if they have seen our white paper a week ago, it stated 2% liquidity, 2% Bitcoin rewards, and 1% marketing. But at the moment, we've changed that because since we are moving from a fair launch to a pre-sale, and the funds will be not as much as if it would be a fair launch, because we knew what kind of hype we had, and we knew what kind of number we would have filled at a fair launch. But let's just think about the bright side. A whitelisted pre-sale gives more potential for the project in the short and long term, and so we changed 1% liquidity, 2% Bitcoin rewards, and 2% marketing. So it's just that 1% from the liquidity is added to the marketing wallet.
Perfect, because I actually looked at your paper and your website literally just earlier today. So I guess I did not see that the prior.
Oh, it was already changed. We have Roshi. Roshi changes things in seconds.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you said that regarding the taxes that you guys will not raise to any higher than that. Now, is that hard coded into your modifying fee? And what are those on the sales and tax? So you're saying that 5% is the most that you guys able to change?
That's so the contract dev is Monkey Shanty, and that's the instructions we have given him to do in the contract. No, no higher, only lower, and because when you start something, you got to be clear, you got to drink and believe in the vision first of all. If you are going to raise them, that doesn't make sense. And for the general security of the project, here is my vision. and this is the same thing that came into place when BitGrow was live, and we raised a bit of funds from the NFTs, and people were like, I said, okay guys, we're gonna have all the funds on a multisig, and they said, no, we trust you, just have them. I said, yes, you trust me, and I appreciate that. But what when we get to that to that adoption where 5,000, 6,000 members in the community and outside of community that trade the chart, don't know me, they don't know the team, they don't know the vibes that we have in our VCs, in our community, that it doesn't work. So there needs to be some certain a sort of general security of the project. All the funds are in a multisig, and if that's also on the contract, because they can see that that's a multisig, it needs confirmation to go through and whatnot. And okay, there's some sort of security there. And same thing goes to the contract. When that doesn't, when they see that, okay, this can't be changed, because here's one thing I will tell you about China. A lot of Chinese, and I've had it because we have a Chinese manager in the community, and he told me, I'll tell you the secret about what the Chinese are doing, because when Chinese play their money, the Chinese people play their money, they're very smart and very conservative about where they put it. So they always play their bet on a re-announced contract, where the liquidity is far away, where they have analyzed that this is safe. And that's why they come together sometimes. And all right, this token has died off, and it's re-announced. Let's bring back life to it, and that's one thing. So in order to gain that trust from the Asian communities and so on, we don't want to be even able to raise taxes. If we want to raise them, change them, it's only going to be able to put them down lower.
Yeah, 100%. Not only that, but we all have seen what the ability to raise tax can do, right, for the investors. And it's never a good thing, especially the ones that go up to like 40%, 50%. And there's one that, we didn't aim it with that is 99%. So that, you want to stay away. You want to stay away from those projects.
We could just have transferred the money to them directly.
Exactly. So that's good that you guys have that. Now, with the 1% LP though, Goku, what have you guys raised in the private sale, and what are you expecting to raise in the pre-sale, and what % of that is going to the LP?
All right, sir. So what we planned on is, and I think a lot of people in here in this VC can vouch for that. We have a private sale, and we have not a small one. I would say a small one still, but it's 100 BNB, okay, that we already have filled. We are looking now to raise a bit more. But let's be real. Let's be honest with the people. We are looking to raise a bit more because I'm telling you guys, we have plans, okay? And when you have plans, and I know everyone can say that and everybody does say that, but you need a bit of funding and to play out things the right way. And we had 100 BNB private sale that was filled by very, very close people. And not close in terms of, friends, close in terms of business, trust, and I'm going to talk a bit about Stan here. Stan has beautiful connections that he had for a long time that brought into the project. I had, a lot of people that I brought in that I trust personally. I've been around and I know what vision they have. And I'll give an example that is the biggest proof of what I'm saying. And we have a quite a hefty vesting schedule for them, which is 50% on launch, 25% next week, and the 25 other % the second week. And we know how private sale works. Everybody complains about, hey, the vesting, and why do you do that? And you can just trust us. If the project does well, we will hold. But here, I haven't even seen a single one of them say, why, what, or how. Because they have the right mentality of investors. They have the right investment mentality. They don't care. Why? Because they're here for the long term. They're here to hold. They see potential in the project and they want to be there. They didn't ask, could you please take off the vesting schedule or reduce it, or don't be so harsh on us, and that's why we also didn't do all these kind of nonsense penalties that people do. If you sell off your bag, the other ones get burned and whatnot. No, there's mutual trust, because I can tell you one thing. There is a lot of people that are in the private sale, that actually have an eye on a partnership. And we had meetings left and right. Today, we partnered up with Raul Vero. If you guys know him, the Twitter influencer. He's verified. We did research on him, and he has been there for quite a while. He was very supportive about Shima Enaga, and he was also in the private sale. Did he, as we all know, partnerships, some partnerships, people pay for them, which I don't seem to understand why. But for example, Raul Vero, he invested in the private sale. Is he vested? Yes, he is. Did he argue about it? No. Did he want to partner with us? Yes. And why the partnership? We're going to look in together on bringing in communities together, which we're going to talk about in the utility later. But that's one example. We are looking to raise a bit more because the funds are needed. But in terms of liquidity and what we will raise on the pre-sale. So now that the pre-sale is whitelisted, we're going to have 250 BNB soft cap and 500 hard cap. And 60% of that is going to liquidity. Now, why 60%? Here's why. First of all, our foundation and base of the project, of who we got into the private sale, who migrated with us from BitGrow, we know what the outcome from these people are and if they will hold or not. I can guarantee that, okay? Because I know the mentality and I know what they want from the project. They are here to hold. And if you put too much into liquidity, we have a very, very, very knowledgeable advisor as well, who also advised, because initially we wanted to put 70 to 75 into liquidity. And he said, yes, it might be stable, but your token will not move. You're launching, you want to move. You're launching, you want to have that effect. And because he's also in the private sector. And he said, as long as you have these people there, that's fine, because they were handpicked. We didn't fill up 300, 500 members in a group and then drop the link for them to contribute. We handpicked them. It was, and those that didn't contribute, that came in, that didn't, we told them to leave, or we deleted them from the group and then continued. We didn't rush things, and we filled it quite well. And you all know the sentiment and the mentality of the market these days. It's not easy to do those things, but because of the quality that we had, we are blessed with that. And I'm blessed really. And one of the blessings was that Stan is, in the core team. We were blessed with that here. And so that's the allocations in terms of private sale and pre-sale. 250 soft cap, 500 hard cap, and it's going to be whitelist.
Okay, yeah. So you guys have raised around 100 BNB, which is like around 30K right now already, which have around 30K already. So if you were to hit the soft cap, that would give you 150K, and you're dedicating 60% of that to an LP, which is 90K to an LP. So all in all, you guys probably have like around 60K left. Now with that, I'm pretty sure you guys have strong marketing plans in place. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money. Awesome, brother. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, please. Go ahead. We can move to the next question. That's fine.
So, no, actually, with the LP with 1% going to LP, you think that's sustainable there, Goku, with 1%?
Well, what's your thought about that? Personally, what do you think about that? About having 1% to LP, in our eyes, it's some sort of security as well, that there is a bit more in the LP, in case we have some people leaving, not, and have a stable one. And because at launch, and with the movements that we have and with the excitement and so on, it's going to be very easy to moon. And later on, you probably want, a bit more into the LP before you shut it down, because at some point it's going to be shut down.
Yeah, well, if it's getting shut down, then I think, like you said, right, with an LP being low, the price movement, it can go up very fast, but at the same time, it can go south very fast as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's both ways, right?
Both ways,
so
yes.
Yeah, so it's both ways. So I think, as a project, I think a project have to be mindful, right? So if an LP is low at the point where if it goes south, then I think there's got to be another a backup plan in a way, either create shitload of volume, or they may have to, be funded whatever other ways that needs to fund. So I think you have to be mindful of that, because, the project shoots up very fast, with LP, but also it goes both ways. So I think that.
Yes, absolutely. That's why we started with, with having 2% into LP at first, but then change it, because, all right, in the beginning we want to moon, but as we moon and there's 1% tax going into LP, that's good, because once you moon and then you have a correction or something, the LP is a bit thicker. And once marketing, is a bit more stable, we can either, put back the 2% to LP. That's possible. That's possible to do it, But in general, and this is back to where we were, we can't change anything above 5%, like we said from the beginning, And we're gonna have to either dedicate back to the LP if we see that's not really stable, or we would have to fund the LP like we did on BitGrow. The community came together and we put a pair of LP together to stabilize the chart. But of course here it would be a big funding, but I hope we will be good, and I think we can look into that to make sure that we make the best decision.
Yeah, I think that's it, right? With you guys, the tax breakdown, 1% LP, 2% BTC, 2% marketing. A lot of investors may look at it and be like, oh man, this is too small, right? And it doesn't what is that word? Incentivize them enough, or there's no incentives enough, right? Because they're used to seeing numbers like 20%, 25%. But I'll tell you what, these numbers here are actually realistic, right? Where a project is actually sustainable. Because when you're getting like BTC or BNB or BUSD rewards, the chart has to sell the chart. The project has to sell the chart to give you those things. So when a project promises you like 25%, yeah, it sounds great in paper and all, but look around. I mean, how long do they last, right?
Yes.
So they don't last very, very long. But yeah, I think it's very, I think it's a sustainable number. But you do have quite a bit of cash, backing you up if you were to hit the hard cap, which gives you around $60,000 sitting there, right?
Absolutely.
For you to make the decision correctly, like you said. So yeah,
absolutely. And that's one
I hope you
very
that.
important thing you said. Absolutely. And what the thing you said now with how long can they do that rewards and because at some point that's why they are not meant to be long term. But we want to have the fun of the Bitcoin rewards in the beginning, and that's why we have the staking in place. Because if a token launches and only has Bitcoin rewards and nothing in that backs them up instead, because you take away the Bitcoin rewards, people aren't going to be happy. But if you leave them, it's going to kill the project. So it's a dead. But if we take them away, where we save the charge from, and from the contract selling, because at some point it needs to sell to pay out what it owes to people, right? Put in place the staking, which actually saves a project even more, because people put away what they hold into the pool, And I think that's something very good to do at one particular point to turn off the rewards, which would leave you with 3% taxes, which we could change into LP to sustain there, and put on the staking.
I was going to say, you can always move that once you get to the SEX, you can always move the 2% to LP, or even 1% split from LP in marketing. It's all up to what you guys decide to do, right? Strategically. All right, perfect, brother. And when is your pre-sale?
The pre-sale is on Tuesday. Time is to be announced. We are in talks in a group now with the Unicrypt people. We are deciding on that. They are doing their due diligence and so on, and everything is about to be finalized now. But it's going to be on Tuesday, and launch is going to be on Thursday. And I've had many requests of people saying, why do you want to take 48 hours to launch? And the reason is very simple. You cannot launch immediately after a launch, after finalizing a pre-sale, and 24 hours later is not enough time, because you want to bring in your family, a bigger family. You want to invite even more people to come and celebrate with you the launch, because you don't want those that contributed to be watching their phones and computers to be looking at the chart. You want some more excitement, and 48 hours is the perfect time. It's reasonable. It's a little, it's not too much, but a good time to line up good marketing, be creative with marketing, not only Telegram channels and so on, but be creative with marketing and make sure that there is a bigger audience to celebrate the official launch of PancakeSwap.
I like it, brother. I like it. I think at launch needs to have a hype behind it, right? So when you immediately launch right off bat, right after the pre-sale is over, I just don't see it. And I've seen projects done it before. Some they build some good hype before that. But I think most of the time, I like to see a project actually take some time, be strategic in marketing, get some hype behind it for the launch. So I do like that plan a lot.
Let's go.
All right. So now let's talk about the utilities. I think we got all the basic things out of the way, right? Did we miss anything?
So utilities, we talked about the rewards, okay? And I'm gonna tell you guys, rewards are wonderful. I mean, who doesn't want Bitcoin? Even who hates it wants it. You know, there was one guy that I said, I mean, who hates Bitcoin? He was like, I do, but I would take free Bitcoin. You know, and even the one that hates it wants it. But it's, as we said, it's not a long-term utility. Okay, yes, it's passive income. It's a nice amount to get in, especially with good volume. But the staking is a good utility. But here is what the main utility is with Shima, and we got it right there. You know, we are a team of, you know, entrepreneurs. You know, you guys know Stan. I have my partner Roshi, and you know, we have Dutchie in the team, and we have those connections and those, you know, people and networks, and it's all about, you know, how people come together. Because there is one thing that I guarantee every single one of us in this VC, in this community, witnessed, and you know, and probably why most of people are here, because they believe in, you know, how USA crypto is doing stuff, and the diligence and vetting and so on. People are fighting each other in the space, and they're not very friendly to each other. It's communities and it's tokens and so on. And how we utilize our networking is by having partnerships. You know, we had one partnership today. I don't want to release how many we still have, but we have partnerships that will get communities together. Communities from different tokens, from different, you know, communities, you know, news channels, and so on. But most importantly, to get them together into education, because there's a lot of people that, you know, are in DeFi. They think they know what DeFi is, what, you know, decentralization is, and what you know, blockchain is all about. But it's not. There is a lot of things that are misunderstood. A lot of people misunderstand what the term investment is, you know, and how you should go into an investment with the right mindset. And it's all about education. So we're gonna go that route of getting communities together. Okay, that's number one. You know, that's the only marketing that's never going to be enough, because there is an unlimited amount of communities out there. And with the people that we have in the team, with the people that are, you know, helping us and backing us, we are going to do that, because the reach is unlimited. We have one partnership that is going to come, you know, that's going to give us access to a whole music industry, you know, to a coffee industry, to these things where it's all about how creative are we going to be, because it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. And I think that's the biggest utility. And we had a meeting with the CEO, you know, and he said, you got the utility right there. We want to go on AMAs, you know, and we love USA crypto, and we would love to come 2-3, you know, communities here and talk, because I know how well connected you guys are as well. You know, bringing a special guest, have a topic, an event, and talk about something that we all could learn from. Because if all 3 projects, with their representatives, with their communities to talk, there is a lot that we all will learn and share, you know, and just to share the same vibe, the same feeling, that, you know, to understand that we are like-minded on the same page, that would give exposure to both projects. You know, because sometimes it's all about if I trust that project, and I think we want to go that route. It's confirmed. We've already aligned a lot of things in terms of education, and as I said, we had a big meeting with a company, you know, and you know, talking about the partnership, and they all were very excited and know where we are going with the educational part. So yeah, that's the route that we are going, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah, 100%, Goku. I think partnerships are very important, right? They're kind of like 2 minds are better than 1, right? So yeah, so partnerships, you know, that can always help you facilitate things, gains knowledge, insight that you may not know. So yeah, I think that's a good approach to your project. You know, I mean, just to be transparent with the community, you know, the team, Shima and us have been talking a lot behind the scenes. and we are a research group. So one of the biggest thing that we are very mindful and be cautious on is that who we partner with. Hence, there has been only one partnership that we partner with so far, which is Gempad and 50X with Queen's, multi-billion-dollar project, right? So, we are very cautious of that because our name's on the line. And I can tell you that, in talking to Goku, Stan, and the team, we come to like them more and more every day. So we may have to go back to the table and talk again, but just to be transparent with the team. You guys come across very legit, very honest, very transparent. And that's what we look for. Thank you. And thank you for reaching out to us. And, thank you for being honest. And, but also it's not that we, moving slow intentionally, is because we have to be mindful that we are a research group and everything has to be thoroughly checked out.
Oh, first of all, thank you for your kind words. Second thing, that's why we want to partner with you. Because here's the thing, I mean, guys, everyone in the VC now, 205 people. Do you see the amount of transparency, amount of, it's genuine. He even said it in front of you. I didn't say it because it's not a right until the other side confirms it and stuff. But you see the amount of, legitimacy it is in our, I don't want to brag about our community now, but in both communities, to be confident and then comfortable to talk about a ongoing discussion of a partnership in front of both communities. That shows you that, what kind of people they are. And this is the reason why we want you, because that's what we want. If there is anything that this space needs, it's transparency and it's being genuine. And that's what we need. We have been very, 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 we got offers. I'm going to be honest with you, especially after, and we had the private sale, right? And some people, a lot of people are not very bullish about the fair launch, and those that didn't invest, they came right back now when they knew that we have a whitelist pre-sale and said, "Hey, please, I have the funds ready now." Like, I'm sorry you didn't believe in us, and a lot of people have come now with partnerships. But what the problem here is? The problem here is that it's also because we are trying to do a legacy here. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I want to make money. I'm not here for charity. I'm here for money, but I want to make good money and I want to make a legacy with it, because in this space you have one shot. You do it right, you're gonna do well forever, because you're gonna have your people gonna know that you're a person with dignity. If you do it wrong, it's I don't know how people can sleep with that. But back to it, trust is earned. It's not given. It's not bought. It's earned, and that only can come with time. But what I'm saying is we also very, 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 considering who we partner with, because there is one thing we care about is how our name is going to be for the public and for our investors and for our community. Now, we had offers from, some people, I wouldn't mention names, but when doing research, they didn't have a clean past. And if there's anything that determines who you are, it's your past. And we didn't even get back to them. There was some people that we didn't do with. And I know you guys know we spoke about something yesterday that we left because you know why. And we only want our name attached. Yes, we might be newborn. Shima is just here to take over. It's just the beginning. But we also want only Shima to be related to people that have, a very good reputation. Mostly it's not about how well connected they are and what they have. It's about how clean they are. And we appreciate you guys. And that's why we reached out from day one. And, a lot of things needs time. They cannot be rushed, because if they get rushed, they break down, But with time, they get stronger, and we understand that you need your time. But most importantly, no matter what the outcome is, we want you to know that we appreciate you guys, and the support will be mutual from both sides, whether there is a partnership or there isn't. The only thing is that, it would be official, but the support is already there. Thank you very much.
I appreciate all the kind words there, Goku. We look at it the same way, and it's not that. I mean, I can honestly tell you that, and Mike can vouch for me and Johnny as well. We get partnership, inquiries left and right. We can't even keep up with it, right? And I think it's not only us. I think it's every research group, right? Like you say, reputation in the space is everything. A man only has his words, right? And I believe it. I think 100% true. So that's why we are very reserved as far as who we partner with. It has to be 100%, has to be like real, because I've been to the space for I think 6-7 years, at least, maybe more. I don't know. It's been so long. I still have the same user's name. I've been to multiple projects. I don't think a lot of people in the space can say that, because I have not done any fucked up thing in the space, you would say, right? So I think integrity, like you say, is very important in the space, right? It's very hard to build, but you can mess it up, in a second.
Easily.
So that's why we're very cautious, and I think you are mindful of that as well. But I really appreciate you guys reaching out for sure, 100%.
Yeah, and I'm sure, because we know the direction we're going, and as I said, trust is only earned, and I kind of know what the outcome is. So guys, stick around, stay tuned.
Perfect, Goku. Now, Goku, you touched on the education piece of it. You mentioned something in the line of that earlier. You want to expand on that a bit, or maybe I might have heard it wrong?
On what, brother?
You said that you guys gonna roll something out in regards to like education in the DeFi space. Could you expand on that a bit more?
If I did, yes. I mean, I could a bit, but we have an ongoing discussion and partnership that we are. It's already closed. The partnership is already confirmed. But it's we want to take education, and it's not only AMAs that people go to. And here's the thing: you have your community right now, and our community here in this VC. The majority is yours, but imagine. I mean, like now we've spoken about things, and honestly, you've said things, and I'm not. I might be new and stuff, but I'm not. I'm not an arrogant person that doesn't learn. I appreciate info, and I appreciate knowledge, because if there is something that made me a better trader is learning, and you would be even smarter to learn from others' mistakes. And and the bull run. Let's talk about the bull run. The previous bull run, 2021, it was a huge one. The space was unregulated, okay, and it's DeFi. It's always going to be some sort of unregulated, because you don't even need to sign up your name to do anything. That's what the whole point of it is, and what the thing is, it's not going to be regulated, but what we can do is we can make a more educated bull run, because if it's educated, then a lot of people will not be in mistakes and stuff, and for example, today, I have my little call channel, very humble, and but I'm trying to do things a bit different. And today I partnered up with Interfi, which is a audit firm. And here's the thing, I want you just to know what my point is of the whole education thing. So I partnered up with them, and the partnership with them is not to just say, hey guys, I'm a partner with Interfi now. It's an audit company. It's very well respected. If you need an audit, come and I will give you a good price. That's not the point. The point is, when I've spoken to the CEO, I want to get, for example, him or his team as a special guest onto either the community on Shima, or to my channel, or to a avenue. And it could be you. It could be you if we set up something and have specialists coming and talk about something where we bring 3 communities together and learn. Because one thing I can promise you, a lot of people, they trade without even looking in the audit. They don't. And they just want to see it as a badge. And if the audit is there, you should look into it. You should look into the functions, and then you should look into the contract before you throw in some big investments. That's why an audit is done. That's why education is important. That's why a educated person is more likely to lose less than somebody that's not educating themselves in DeFi, you know. And a lot of people are getting hurt in the space. And I'm sorry for my word, but not because, don't blame the space, blame yourself. You didn't do your research. You didn't, you know, do what was necessary. And it is, I'm sorry, it's a bit of stupidity, because you could improve yourself. And if you want to become a better trader, someone that can make money, and in this space you can, it's out there, you know, you need to know this. And it's not only in terms of, you know, audit, for example. That was just one example. In terms of security, in terms of legitimacy of a project, how do you identify seriousness? How do you identify, you know, errors? How do you identify things like that? And first and most importantly, you know, what you get yourself into. Because I'm telling you, I don't invest in degens, and I don't invest until I see some sort of potential, because I don't care if I get in at 200K if they started at 1 BNB, you know, liquidity. What I care about is that there is some sort of next level feeling based on the fundamentals of the project itself. So that's what we're going to touch on in terms of education. It's going to be there for people to increase their general knowledge about finance, blockchain, and you know, and DeFi.
Yeah, I like that, brother. I really do. You know, given that the space is so early, right? And, you know, the more education you have right now, preparing for it, the more that you will help with mass adoption, right? Not only that you're doing a good thing, but I think it's needed, right? Especially in a space of decentralized, right? It's a catch-22 being a decentralized space, right? We don't have a central entity that for governance. So pretty much no one is watching you besides yourself, right? So what that translates to is also you have a lot of scammers, right? So you got to be mindful and, you know, make sure you educate on those. If you like decentralized, but well, that's what comes with it. There's no governance control. So yeah, something education is needed.
Sierra, I have a question for you. When did you start in DeFi?
Man, brother, fuck, it's been so long. I would say 7 years, but man, let me go back to my wallet because it's been really long. I've been right way. Yeah, you know, I was
you still have the same wallet?
Same, you know. Well, you know, now it allows you to like open up like different wallets and things like that. But you know, I do have a wallet that's really old, and I think a lot of projects know which one is my wallet because they keep on airdropping me like 20 tokens a day. You know, like every time I check my wallet, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, but it's usually like 5 cents of this, 5 cents of that. And, you know, because they want to raise awareness. But I have so many projects, like I don't even know, like I stopped using it because I'm just getting airdrop every day, a lot. But I think it's because they track back to, I was one of very early investor in Litecoin, Shiba. Like, you know, I used to be in ETH a lot. But yeah, I put in like 6-7 grand and, you know, if I held it, it would have been like, I think it says 17 the last time I looked at it. Yeah, but I sold early. I made like 30 grand and I thought I was like the luckiest guy, you know, back then. Who would have thought that meme coin would take off? But we did an AMA with a project with a developer that I'm not sure if you guys back then, recently, not too long ago, there was an article that's, you know, everywhere on the news. The best trade ever. The guy, he put in 5,000, turned to 5 billion. We did an AMA with that guy here a couple weeks ago. And I'll tell you what, and he still, what's that? Yeah, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu. Yep, Shiba Inu. Yeah, so he had an AMA with us here, and I'll tell you what, man, that guy has balls as freaking steel because there's nobody can hold it that long, you know? And I tell you what, that takes a lot of wisdom and courage, man, to hold that long to this day. And apparently, you know, he shows the community's wallet and all that. So I guess apparently, you know, he's legit. He wasn't just bullshitting. That's actually multi-billionaire off Shiba Inu. But yeah, I couldn't do it.
I
Holding
saw an
is the
article
key.
about him saying that if he had sold, he wouldn't get that money anyway because the price impact would have been so huge.
Yeah, 100%, right? 100%. That's true. Yeah, I play off and on Shiba Inu. So now I learn. Like just like you, I'm not crazy about Dijin play. Dijin. If you look into
And this
the
is
word
what my
definition.
question was about, because my question was, did you have this knowledge that you have? Because now, wow, you know it. You're there. Did you have this knowledge when you started?
No, I came from a technical trading. So even before that, I used to trade wheat stocks when it first came out, right? The whole industry just came out. And I was trading wheat stocks. And back then, man, everything's like pink, they call it pink stocks, like stocks that is not even into like the big exchanges yet, right? They call it like pink listing. It's funny, we have pink sale now, but it's called pink sheet. That's what they call it. But yeah, so I used to trade that. Yeah, and I made like around 100K off that, So I was a technical trader. So when it comes to trading, I have prior knowledge when it comes to technical trading. So when I come to the Ethereum side, that's why I invested in a lot of big projects because of the volume, right? So when it comes to technical trading, it applies to projects with volume. But when you go to the BSC side where the project's not established yet, right? All those indicators, it doesn't really work, really, right? You can zoom out, see a little bit here and there.
It doesn't work. It doesn't, but I'm sure that you weren't able to implement your knowledge from general trading, and because that takes a lot of knowledge and you've learned it around the years, but you couldn't implement it in the BSC space because it's just different. You don't know, a tweet could take you up to 10 million, and but there is still some sort of the diligence that needs to be done, and also how people trade, because I know a lot of people here that when they trade into something, they invest everything they have, and then they end up, so it's all these kind of things that add up. And I know that when you came into the space, and I just want to confirm that you made some mistakes. We all do mistakes, but today you wouldn't make the same mistakes, and but first of all, it takes a person to be not neglective over wanting to learn, because if you don't want to learn, you're not going to learn. But if you're willing to listen, take your time, because it's an interesting, conversation that even we are having. I don't feel like this an AMA. I feel like it's a beer hangout, having a drink. I'm having a drink actually right now, and it feels good, and you learn from these things, when we do those things with education, because that's something I want to implement, like today I came as a representative, and I had to do it because it's the first time. But even AMAs, we wanted to do different. We spoke about it and we agreed on it with several people in the community, that when we do AMAs, because we have a 1-month AMA tour, if you go to our community, there is a calendar where all the AMAs we have on the calendar, well designed, including USA Crypto on the calendar. And we want, once we have established that trust, because obviously you can't do it the first AMA because people will be like, hey, you're about to have a pre-sale and the community is speaking for you, that doesn't work. But on the next AMAs, we want the legitimacy and people to feel that this is genuine by people from the community answering the general questions. Because here's the thing, what would attract me? That's why I don't, because I could be here talking good about the project all day, and some people would say, oh, he's just talking good about this project because it's his. But when you hear it from someone from the community, like those that really put their hard-earned money into the project, that's when people see that, all right, this is actually, this is very interesting, that somebody from the community, and we want to train the community on that. We have done, trials on VC where, we had some questions and so on, and people from the community answer them. People that are invested. It's not someone that's, hired. It's people that are invested, that are willing to answer. And we're going to implement it in this 1-month AMA tour, especially with those I mean, here we came, because we really want to be here, but there's other communities that we are going to have AMAs with, approximately 10 to 12. We have already lined up a few, around 6 in the calendar. We're going to have more. We're going to have a 1 month AMA tour. And we want to request from the host that, general questions are going to be answered randomly by people from the community. We could align with the people, but we want to make it genuine, so people can just be themselves and answer and share. It's different when you hear from somebody that really fell for it and it got his attention or her attention, and they spent their money on it because they believe in it. You are sharing your vision of the project, of what you are involved in. So
Awesome.
This also comes into education.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think education is important. Thanks for touching on that 1 month AMA tour, because that's what I was going to ask you. So it looks like you do have 12 AMAs lined up. Are we the first one, Goku?
Absolutely, and it's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure.
Oh, man, I love it, brother. Man, we feel special.
You got to start off with a blessing.
That's awesome. Yeah, so 12 lined up, 1 month AMA tour. That's awesome. And I'm looking at the roadmaps right now, Goku. You have, stock bridge listings on the roadmap. You have NFT as well, collections on the roadmap.
Here's the thing I want to tell you. We are not lazy. And there are certain things that we are going to implement as utilities, but they are not even mentioned in the roadmap because we came up with them recently. We will put in whatever is best for the project. For example, there is not staking mentioned, right? But we are already, we got invited to something. We're going to see what it is, but it's a huge, huge staking, event that we are going to negotiate and see what's all about. But we got invited, and I'm going to tell you guys here, this is a bit of sneak peek information to you guys. We are having a AMA the 1st of September on a community, not a channel, not a promotion channel, not a AMA channel. It's a token that has reached around 350 million in market cap, sitting right now at 1.2 million, and they're going to be hosting us for an AMA, and that AMA is going to determine whether that community wants to farm Shima, and there's going to be a vote on it, and that's the kind of connections we have, and even that one is included in the 1 month AMA calendar, and I'm just gonna post it for the community here. Yeah, guys, I posted in the USA crypto group. You have the AMA 1 month AMA tour. There is a few of them that needs to be filled up there, but these are the ones that we have so far. And as you see, Thursday the 25th, which is today, USA Crypto is the first one.
Thanks, Goku. Hey, Say P, can you turn off your mic, please? I'm actually hearing him through you, and I can't find his name to mute him.
I got him for you, brother. All good.
All right, perfect. All right, yeah, so thanks for that, Goku. Thanks for posting your AMA schedule. And we feel special being the first one. So, perfect. So regarding the NFT collection release there, Goku, when can we expect those to come out?
I cannot confirm a date, but I can guarantee you one thing: you will absolutely fall in love with them. I mean, if you look at the logo already, you kind of know how the NFTs are going to look like, and you're going to love them. But and here's the thing: I'm always going to be genuine with the community. There is a set supply put aside to reward the NFT holders, but we are considering, and we are in talks with NFT specialists that know more than what I do about what a healthy, and I'm gonna stress that out once again, a healthy utility would be. Because some people think that if they do NFT staking, it's going to benefit, and sometimes it backfires and the whole project gets ruined just because you had a underdelivered utility. You promise something that you can't fulfill, and it backfires at investors getting let down by you letting them down, and it's all gone. So we're not going to put the project in any risk. The NFT collection is in the making right now. It's one of the sexiest collections I've seen. I'm honest. There's no exaggeration. It's very beautiful. And NFTs are art. But here's the thing. If we could include something that gives you exclusive access, gives you a benefit of holding it, that way it could be even better and more beneficial. So we are thinking about that. There is a few ideas, but we're gonna discuss them heavily before we come out with anything. But meanwhile, we'll get everything ready. But before executing the NFT contract and so on, we need to make sure that we know that we want this kind of utility and the right utility.
Awesome, brother. I like sexy things, so I'm going to have to check out your NFT collections. That's for sure.
Right.
All right. So it looks like we touched on everything, didn't we, Goku?
Man, you know what's so beautiful? It's, I've heard AMAs and I've heard, and, meetings and stuff, and they're usually very tense, and, it's pushing someone into the corner in terms of security, in terms of what the project's about and whatnot. And I'm telling you, just the moment I walked in here, I was very, very comfortable, and it felt like a hangout. And then that's what I'm looking forward to. You see, like not in form of AMAs, but events. Just like you would text me to come over for some drinks. Hey brother, would you like to come Friday night to have some drinks? And this is what we want as communities. It's something, a healthy environment, I would say. Here's this space, and I can ask you here. I'm sure you made in this space some of your best friends right now, that are very loyal, that are very respectable, that you love right now. And in this space, you find a lot of beautiful people. Yes, not everyone is the same, but I'm surprised on what kind of people I've found in this space. And DeFi, once again, guys, think about it this way. Look at what's going on in the world. There is wars left and right, and conflict. There is hate. There is differentiation. There is all of these things. And if we use DeFi with the right mindset, with the right intentions, look at the bright side. How many people DeFi gets together from different parts of the world, from different countries, different races, different cultures, but everyone is equal because everyone has one wallet. You are known as a wallet in DeFi. There's no differentiation of where you come from, or how you look like, or anything like that. Or like the real word, DeFi could be used, in those ways. So take use of it, guys, and thank you for the time here. I really appreciate it, and it was a lovely time, man.
I like that a lot. You are known as a wallet in DeFi. Man, I love it. That's very true. Yeah, no, but 100% Goku. We ask tough questions and we cover everything. If there's any kind of issue, we like to be transparent. We talk about it. There's no reason not to have a good AMA, right?
Exactly.
So the community, they hear everything they need to hear. Everything is being put out there, and that's all there is to it. So to recap, guys, looks like the pre-sale, Goku Kid says, is going to be on Tuesday next week. 200 BNB soft cap and 500 BNB hard cap. They will have a pre-sale on Tuesday, and they will launch on Thursday.
Yeah, and
without any, go ahead, Goku.
It's going to be whitelisted.
Yes, and we do have some whitelist. So if we don't have anything to discuss further, Goku, we're going to go ahead and have the legend, Mike, Oh, by the way, regarding what you say about the crypto space and meeting great people, man, 100% true. Even within our team here, we have amazing people within our team. You know, even the projects I was used to be in as well. But our team, our immediate team, we got amazing people, just kind of like you guys do. So with that said, Mike, the legend, Mike's going to come on, and he's going to take some questions from the community.
What's up, guys? Absolutely an amazing presentation tonight from the Shima Enaga team, Goku, Stan, and I know Roshi is not here. Wish he was, but man, I can feel the transparency. I do, 100%. I do. So before I get into the text, at least a few anyways, because I know we're getting a little late here. A few of the text questions I always like to ask the community. If you want to ask any of your questions here, now, on voice, please feel free to unmute yourself. If not, I'll jump into some text questions.
Good morning, everyone, or good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are around the world.
Hey, Cage, we hear you, but there's a lot of static noise coming from you as well. Maybe he's going to rejoin.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, there it is.
Am I audible enough?
Am I playing now?
Stephens, go ahead, brother. Hold on, AZ Cage. Stephens jumped in while you hopped out there. We'll get through Stephens and we'll hop on to you, Cage.
Okay. Am I audible enough?
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Firstly, I want to say I love the Shima Enaga website and white paper. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Then about my question, I have sent 3 questions in the chat, and I also have 3 questions to ask over here in the VC.
Did you hear that, Goku? I actually didn't quite hear Stefan's question there.
I didn't. I did not.
So,
I'm so sorry, brother. If it's easier for you to write your question in the community, we could read it.
Or maybe come a little closer to your mic. If not, we'll move on to Cage here.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very loud. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I said I've sent 3 questions in the chat, and I also have 3 questions to ask over here in the VC.
All right, let's
go ahead.
Okay.
Please feel free, Stephens. Go ahead.
Okay. I saw from your roadmap that Team Shima Enaga is gonna establish a healthy and strong community too. And to me, this is a very important aspect to the. This is a very important aspect to be talked about because without a community, there won't be a project. So, what have you been doing so far to establish this healthy and strong community?
Okay. Do you want an answer of that now, or do you want to continue your second question?
Okay. Secondly, will there be a maximum number of tokens or NFTs to be held per wallet?
I think a question there, if I was right on the second question there, Goku, was how many NFTs can one wallet hold? You're right, yes.
Yep. Okay. And the third question?
Okay. And so finally, there is the Shima token, the Shima NFT collection, which is awesome. Do you have plans for more utility after this, which you don't have to review? I'm just wondering.
Absolutely. Thank you for your questions. Very interesting. Question 1: how to establish a healthy and strong community? And I'm going to answer it and leave it by 2 words: transparency and loyalty. That's it. And for those that have been, I'm going to dig in deep here, those that have been in BitGrow. So let me give you a short recap because we've taken so much time. I'm so sorry, guys. I talk too much. Of BitGrow. We started BitGrow with one BNB into LP. We done zero paid marketing, like zero calls, zero exposure. We paid nothing. And we went straight to 200K, in a few days. It was not a moonshot. It was in a few days, that we went to 200K and we saw the potential. We started with 30% of the supply unlocked in one wallet. It was a degen. And here's what I said to my team. I said, guys, there will be some people joining us and they will leave because we have 30% unlocked. But we're going to tell them they have no choice but to come back later because we want to prove to people that we are trustworthy and they can trust us. And the plan was to burn 1% every 1 hour for the next 15 hours. We did that for the next 15 hours. And at some point, we let the community vote because it wouldn't make sense to burn too much in such short time when we saw the potential. And then the community voted on having 1% burn every 1 day for the next 15 days. So the community voted. It wasn't me. What did I do? I went to Doxxed and locked all the tokens on a vesting schedule that releases 1% of the supply every day for the next 15 days. Okay. And we burned it the moment it got released every day. Once we got to 23%, burned, the community voted once again, the potential is huge here. Let's not burn any more tokens. Let's keep them for partnerships and possible listings. We did that. All right. And that's how we done it. And it's not only because we did this foreplay of honesty and trust to say what we claimed we were doing, but to involve the community, And it's not fake to just make them feel special. No, because it's a commitment. If they're going to be committed to something, we had people throwing in a lot of money when we because it was a very healthy uptrend for 1 week and then a very healthy uptrend down, and people were throwing in money, okay, but not only the money, the commitment of time, which is more valuable because you can make money somewhere else if you and you have a family and stuff. And we had these kind of people that never left us. And that's the reason why we are taking them with us in the migration, because there is a very small migration. When we drained LP, it was like 14 BNB or something. Okay, it's a very small migration, but the value of the people is huge. It's enormous. They are the ones that pushed it. Okay, and they're going to be here to push Shima, and they are also going to be involved in community decisions, because at the end, yes, it is a community token. And the core team is only going to make the, critical, those very important, decisions that the project would depend on. But once we are running, no, that's why we have options. That's why I didn't just put in rewards and said that once they are gone, there won't be anything else that would entertain people. We have options as staking, as other utilities that we implement, and so on. So that's the answer to your question. And once again, I want to say it. It's loyalty, and transparency. Be transparent and be loyal. I didn't sell a single token there. Those that wanted to sell, they sold. For me, I promise the community, we either go to millions or I won't sell anything. Because the amount of time I had there, I was live on VC 24/7. Just when I was sleeping, I was not. Okay, I used to have breakfast with the community. We had people from the community coming and singing in VC. It was such a good environment. I had fun being there. And so once again, it's loyalty, transparency. Your question number 2 about the NFTs and if you would be able to hold more than one NFT. Yes, you would be able to hold more than one NFT. It's, we can't limit anyone from holding more. And if they wanted really to hold more, they could just start up a new wallet. So it wouldn't be, rocket science to limit them in that kind of sense, so they can buy as many as they want. you have NFT enthusiasts that want to have, and I think with the collection that we have, it's very attractive. It's very, very attractive. And I'm gonna promise USA Crypto once I have finalized things, because we went with some branding and stuff in the NFTs, and now that we are a registered company, I thought about it twice, and this amount of transparency I have for you guys, and we're gonna change a bit of stuff, because we don't want anyone to come after us for copyrights or something. So let's leave that out, and I'm gonna drop a sneak peek for USA Crypto exclusively. That's one thing. Question number 3: will they have any utility? I think we covered that in the AMA, that we have a set supply of tokens set for the NFTs, and we are going to make sure that whatever utility, if we include it, is going to be beneficial for the project and the NFTs in the appropriate manner, in terms of not hurting the project later on. Thank you. Did I get everyone sleeping?
No, that was a very well articulated answer there.
Was I
Go
so
appreciate
boring?
that. No, not it. Steffens, I hope that answers your question there, brother. And I know if he's still in here, I believe Cage had another question. Go ahead and unmute yourself, brother.
Okay, sir. I'll make it quick since we've taken quite a bit of time. So, looking at this, your project, the concept is quite unique and genuine. In the crypto space, in which when we're thinking of meme, we think of only cats and dogs. Now with bird, a cute bird for that, which will actually level the playing field, I think is very good. So I would really, really like to ask about the DAO, though you're speaking of another project. But there are several ways in which DAO works. There's the one in which you limit the voting ability of the voters, that is the holders of the NFTs, and there's the one in which they are free to bring in their ideas. So I would like to know how your DAO is, because if a whale comes in, he can easily monopolize the whole project and determine the whole direction, and that doesn't seem good. So would it be that each wallet has only one voting power, or is it determinant on the amount of NFT the person holds? So I would like to know more about how your DAO is going to work, if there is any.
That's a brilliant question, actually. Thank you. It's funny that you mentioned it, because I had in mind the NFT voting as a utility, but there's many. When you have an idea, you got to think about, just like you said, somebody could come and manipulate everything just by holding a large amount of NFTs and so on. And for that reason, I'm thinking not even to include the NFT DAO, okay? But I would be lying if I tell you yes or no. I would leave that question by I can't answer that right now until further decisions are made. But something that we have in mind, and thank you for bringing up us to be cautious about that. There could be someone manipulating decision making if we put a NFT DAO where wallets are not limited to a certain amount of NFTs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I just have one last question and then I'll call it a day. After reading your Shibanomics, I think that's what you call it. Let me just go with Tokenomics.
I'm very offended now. It's not Shibanomics, it's Shimanomics.
Shimanomics. Sorry.
Shima!
I'm sorry.
It's by Shiba, it's high Shima.
Shimanomics, yes. After reading your Shimanomics, I didn't see any percentage given to the team. So I would like to know how the team is paid.
Well, the team, we have some tokens, team tokens that we have that are going to be vested. But I'm going to tell you, here's where a lot of projects, they pay themselves on the marketing wallet, which I don't seem to be I don't see to be wrong. Okay, I mean, if you go to a couple of millions and you have a lot of money into the marketing wallet, and you're going to pay salaries, because at the end of the day, we are here to make money, right? And to sustain, because if I'm going to be working 24 hours on the project, I'm willing to take a salary, but that's not even what we want. Now, I'm going to tell you honestly, today we had a discussion in the team, because what usually happens, and for those that don't know, those that usually raise a big amount in a pre-sale or something, the team usually splits a certain amount, not all of it, a certain amount in between themselves, and then the rest goes to marketing. But we even spoke about it today, and we said whatever we raise in the pre-sale is going to go to the benefit of the project, because the project is very early and we would need all the kind of resources and funding for it. Luckily enough, we have a lot of partnerships that are going to open a lot of doors for us, where we don't need to exhaust our funding power. But for the long term, I'm telling you what I'm looking forward to and how we are going to pay ourselves is from the tokens that we will buy in, as well as the team tokens that are going to be vested, because I want to make money on the long term, and it's nothing short term here. If it was short term project and you see a dev wallet and whatnot, yes, but we are not looking for it. And I'm considering Shima as being a project that we are in charge of, that because I don't care how much you trust people. There is only one way for you to guarantee one thing on your life, to guarantee it, and that's your thing. Because if you know that you will never do anything wrong, you know that this is the only thing that you can guarantee on your life will never do any wrongdoings, and it's safe. Okay, and it's going to be my focus. It's this token. This is the token that we all needed, that I needed to make it. Okay, we're going to push the potential of it, because you guys, be honest to yourselves. Look at the branding. I know we all talk about utilities and what the meaning behind the project is, but don't tell me that Shiba had a utility when they launched. Don't tell me they didn't even have, when they first launched, they didn't have a logo. Okay, it's not about utility. It's about how community comes in. It's not about when marketing. It's about when community. Okay, and it's been together. And if we come together in this project, because I make some money left and right here, and I'm a trader as well, so I'm okay as long as my project can sustain. Now I'm not looking into any short-term income. Long-term, we do well. At some point, of course, I'm going to be selling, but I'm not going to betray my community in the beginning whatsoever. Not at these market caps, nothing below those millions that we are looking forward to. So yeah, that's my pay. Just like everyone else is in the space, want that token that, does the 1000x, 100x, 200x, and it makes a fortune. That's what I'm looking for as well. And the team as well. I have my full trust on the team as that.
Hopefully that answers your question there, Cage. Anything else you have there, Cage?
No, nothing from my end anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cage.
Appreciate you, Cage. And Goku, very well articulated there, man. Now, 100%. It's very obvious you guys are all about the community and 100% transparent. Love it.
Thank you, man.
100%. Getting back to the questions here, does anybody want to jump on voice to ask the questions before I hop to just a couple of questions here for the community? It is getting a bit late here. All right, let me jump on over, Goku. Stan, first one from the community here is, I've invested in so many projects that made a lot of promises without accomplishing them. So they tend to base their survival of the project solely on price movement, of which most investors will dump, at the first height, where the team will give up and stop developing, which hurts the long-term holders. Then jump over to creating another project instead of developing a functional revenue-generating utilities. So the question is, how can you ensure us that holding this token is more beneficial for the long-term holders and you won't give up when things get tough?
All right. Mike, would you do me a favor, please? Would you like to answer that question for me? And it's going to be very easily answered by you. And it's about what the team does. Okay. I'm going to ask you now, and I'm going to bring this up because Sierra actually released it to the community earlier that we reached out to you guys, right? Now I don't want you to answer in terms of what you think, and it's not a promise and it's not anything, but what your gut feeling is. I want to ask you, when we came and reached out to you guys in the manner we did, was that because everyone has a gut feeling? Was that a feeling of a team that reached out for a partnership to utilize your name to just have a first pump and then leave? Or was that a team that reached out to you to sustain a healthy long-term relation that will be there to help each other to push for the long term?
100%. To mimic basically what Goku said here is, we've had some side conversation with the USA Crypto Group here and Shima Enaga, and it basically came down, and we're still in talks, but it basically came down to the talk of, we're not looking for how you can help me through this amount of money and how I can help you through that amount of money. It's a living, breathing relationship for the long-term hold, which basically we both come into this relationship here knowing that, the crypto space is a mess. It really is. And we've all been trying to do our best, as much as we can anyways, to weed out all the bad projects and, anything that's coming to the space that shouldn't be introduced to the public in a sense, which is, basically most degens these days. Not all, don't get me wrong, not all, but most. And, you guys have an amazing long-term goal as well as, visions here with the partnerships you're trying to onboard as well as what you've onboarded. But yeah, I mean, that's about my 2 cents of it here, Goku.
Thank you so much. And based on your answer there, and which is quite interesting, for the community to know, because there's 2 options, and you always gotta consider both. But there's 2 options. Either this team is legit and is really trying to, build. It's like a baby. A baby grows up, learns how to talk, goes to kindergarten, makes friends, and at the end, when they are 30, 40 years old, if they're lucky and they have the true ones, they will have some childhood friends still around them. And this is what we're trying to do here. It's either that we are genuine and trying to build, friends. Let's not call it partnerships. Friends for the long term, and that has some sort of little, it's not commit. I wouldn't say it commitment. It's love for each other, or that the team is just here to utilize your name to benefit from it, which it's everyone has a right to consider both. But I think, in terms of us, the only thing that we can do is, do our best and not hesitate, because if you see quality in someone, you fight for it to get them on your side. That's how I look into life. You don't let the good ones go.
100%. Well said there, Goku. And that's exactly it. We're not looking for the get out of jail free card tomorrow. It's all about the long-term goal and, how we can complement each other in a sense on a long-term relationship, not just the short-term, look at me, look at you, I'll bring you this, I'll bring you that. I love it. Good answer, brother. So jumping on to the next question of the community, I'll just take a couple more. And, I know there's quite a few here, but, jump on over to Shima Enaga's Telegram after this AMA. Be sure to ask your questions. Team is very committed to answer anything. Jumping back here is from the next community question is, your white paper stated that from the buy sell, 1%, 2% goes to liquidity, B2C rewards, and marketing respectfully. I would like to know, does it mean that there will only be 5% tax on buyers or sells, or will it be more than that? Also, what is your motive behind using BTC as your reflection?
All right. So we got 2 interesting questions there. if the taxes ever raise above 5%, I wouldn't be a man of my word, but that doesn't guarantee much. You know, a lot of people in the space don't have, you know, they don't keep their word, but a lot of people do. But it's not about if I keep my word or not. It's about what do I want for the project? Do I want the project to be trusted? Because history can be searched in the contract very easily. And a lot of smart traders, whales, they do that. They look into, is the team, is the people behind the project manipulating taxes, you know, wallets, max transactions, these kind of things, you know. And here's one thing: if there is anything I hate, it's manipulation. So the Shimanomics, there is only one way, and don't see the marketing, you know, percentage going up and then say, "Hey, Goku, you said this." No, if we have any changes, might happen, but it will never exceed 5%. And if there is going to be any change in terms of the quantity or the amount of taxes, it's only going to be a change downwards, not upwards. Because obviously, I mean, what's best for the long term, what's best for the project? Downwards or upwards? It's of course downwards, because people don't like to get taxed. That's what crypto is all about. It's tax. Crypto came here, you know, to cut off banks, because banks are, a bank is a middleman between two people that's taxing both of them for transferring money. And Bitcoin is here to take away that, to break the legs of the banks, because they control everything, and that's cryptocurrency. You know, it's supposed to be decentralized, and it's supposed to be low tax. You know, that's why there's a lot of hype from Bitcoin from the beginning. You can transfer 100 million and pay $3 or $2 in fees. You know, that's the whole point. That's my philosophy around it. Question number 2. I'm sorry, I will be lying if I remember it. What was question number 2?
Question number 2, there, Goku, was why the BTC rewards?
It's the daddy of all.
Yeah.
It's the daddy of all. And here's the thing: if you're invested in Dogecoin and you don't hold any Bitcoin, I'll tell you there's something wrong with you, because you want to have a skin in the game. And I'm telling you, if you need to understand what Bitcoin is, and anything, guys, whether it's real estate, stocks, crypto, whatever it is, okay, and you want to invest in it, you got to believe in it before you do. Don't put your money, don't gamble. You want to gamble, go to a casino, go bet on a football game or something. Don't gamble in crypto. You either believe in it or not. And that's why a lot of people have made it through those meme coins, because a lot of people believed in them and they held them like crazy because they believed in a vision, and their vision came true. And Bitcoin, look at it, you know. And here's one advice, a general advice. It's not financial advice, but let's talk like a family. Let's not, you know, tense up things here. Bitcoin, guys, I know a lot of people think that they can only buy Bitcoin once it goes to 100K, 200K. Well, once they have, you know, 100K, 20K, whatever, to have a decent amount to invest in Bitcoin, just because of how you know, how expensive it is right now compared to 10 years ago. And that's not the mentality, guys. If you know what Bitcoin is, if you know the fundamentals behind Bitcoin, if you know where Bitcoin is heading, and before that, don't read about it. I would say educate yourself and try to understand it. I can guarantee you, all of you, I would guarantee my life on this, that less than 5% of these people in the VC have read the Bitcoin white paper. You know.
Facts, Goku. Facts.
Go
ahead, brother.
read the white paper. Read the white paper. You're gonna understand things. There is some people back in 2011 that read the white paper and went all out, sold their houses because they believed in the vision. CZ was one of them. Okay, was now today the owner of Binance. Okay, and it's all about your vision. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, because I don't have those big money. I'm humble. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I'm not rich. I made a lot of mistakes in crypto and in general, but what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to be smarter. You know, whenever I have, you know, I played this nice project. I've looked, you know, I've made 5x, 6x, 10x there, and I cashed out, you know, gradually, maybe all of it. it went to a million, 2 million, and I know that I don't believe that there's more potential here. I cashed out because I saw that the team didn't deliver. The team didn't, they didn't have any vision. There was nothing. There was just poof. That's it. We are here. There was a bit of hype and it's gone. And I have 500. Okay, I have in the wallet $500. What should I do? Should I go to the next region? No. Throw into $100 in Bitcoin. $100, $50. Go look for your next hunt. Try to accumulate Bitcoin. Okay, and this was the vision behind Shima. Okay, because that's what BitGrow did. Some people invested $100 into BitGrow on launch. A week later, they got over $150 in rewards. Okay, the rewards were a bit more there, but it's accumulating little by little. Okay, rain doesn't fall one shot. It's little drops that could end up being a whole sea, a lake, and that's the mentality you should have. But you need to be able to hold, take out the urge of having to play with those funds. Accumulate. I don't care if it's $2, $10, $15, $50, but do me a favor, go read the Bitcoin white paper first. Okay, research about it. See the fundamental value. There was a girl. I think her name was Lalea, and she was like, she's very hot because the way she talked about Bitcoin, it really got me. She was like, yeah, you see what's going on in Ukraine, and people are trying to flee the border, and you come and tell me that gold is the real value. Do you want them to be robbed? Do you want them to be killed for having gold brackets with them, or do you want them to have a seed phrase that's kept in their mind that could contain millions of dollars? Here's a fundamental thing, guys. Right? You could have 100 million that doesn't have weight, or you could have 100 million in gold, which you would need a truck for. Okay, so think about it and look at the fundamentals. There are so many fundamentals about Bitcoin, and one of them will get you. And it's time. If you haven't done it yet, please consider instead of losing $50 here, $100 here, $500 here on tokens where you that don't have the foundation to push it, and gamble. Instead, gamble on Bitcoin. I would gamble on Bitcoin, and it's still cheap. And as many here, we could do a vote right now, and a lot of people will say Bitcoin will go at some point to 1 million. It's just the direction it's going. Okay, and if you can accumulate, I don't care how much you will, but during the long term, you will accumulate a lot, and eventually you will have one Bitcoin, and keep it there. Everything starts slowly, and if you start, it's going to be way easier. So that's my vision and fundamentals behind why we chose BTCB. First of all, because it's the Bitcoin of the, it's the Binance Smart Chain version of Bitcoin, and it's the daddy of all.
Daddy of all. That's the right word right there. I hope you guys are listening. Goku here sounds very well versed in the crypto space, and it's been the up and downs, and they plan to come out with the educational pieces here as well. It comes down to the point where in this space right now, it's not like the past couple of years where we had some crazy runs, crazy downs, but coming into the hard down right now, it's all about education, and I'm firmly believe that a lot of the space over the past year has been deeply in the educational pieces, just trying to help their own pockets in a sense, and that is the very next step for helping the rest of the not community in a sense, but all of crypto space, is simply being educated on what to look out for, what's going to go up, what's going to go down, and basically, for the lack of a better term, picking out the best educational guess on some certain things. So, Gaku, I 100% appreciate that, brother. I'm just going to take one more question here from the community before I kick it back to Seattle, and this is a previous project question. What has you and your team previously worked on, and has it been successful in the crypto space?
Stan, would you like to talk about that? Because my previous project is BitGrow. And I don't. Here's one thing: I wouldn't like to say it because I would sound like a call channel. I do have a call channel, but it's a very special one, guys. But I would not say like, oh, we made 100x, 200x or 700x when we had $200 market cap. It sounds so ridiculous for me now. We did well. We did from 1 BNB to 200k without any marketing. That's how I would put it. That's me. Stan, I would like him to represent himself. Would you like to do that, Stan? Because Stan had a fascinating history with his own project. Stanislav. All right, I can cover it. So
good.
Stan
Go ahead,
has
brother.
been. I'm going to tell you honestly, guys. I have Roshi, I have my whole team, and Stan. Now I'm we got to be humble and we got to say what's true. Nothing of this without them would have been possible. They have been to very good quality, well connected, and even the private sale chat that we have, it's such a good environment. Everyone is so positive, and nobody and it comes out of transparency from my core team with their investors, with their people who they know, and the trust that has been going on for years, And Stan has been part of RoboDoge, that they pushed to $75 million dollars in market cap, and right now he's working on a layer 1 blockchain coin, not talking coin, called Radius Protocol, but of course it has nothing to do with Shima. There are some talks of futuristic things, which let's see how the future plays out things, but that's Stan's phenomenal experience in terms of previous projects. And one thing I want to point out on, even though it's people may consider it's my project, it's not my project. It's a team's project. We share it. We it's a community's project. We all do it. And how we can prove that is because everything is on a multi-sig. I don't care if I'm 100% trusted. I can't guarantee my life 100% to tomorrow. Nobody can guarantee that it will live till tomorrow, and it's always safe, especially when you want to do things. And this is my mentality of doing things, even if it's, hanging my clothes. I either do it right or I don't do it at all. And it's discipline, so we have everything on a multi-sig to make sure that not only my partners and the team, because here's one thing, guys, a lot of human beings, we are human beings, and human beings are weak when it comes to things and stuff. And when it comes to money, a lot of people tend to turn their backs and stuff. And we even made sure that I know 1,000% that this would never happen on our team. I can bet my life on it. But to make sure at 1,200% that this would never not happen, we took all the measures to not allow it to happen. In terms of a multi-sig with multiple, confirmations to be confirmed in order for any transaction to be made, but also to a certain level that if somebody is missing, at least 2 members can execute a transaction. And so that's what I'm saying. There's
100%. Go ahead, go.
I just said it's a very healthy team. That's all. Thank you, man. Sorry.
No, 100%. And that shows true commitment on the team there with the multi-signature wallet there. 100%. Well, Goku, Stan, and I know Roshi's not here, but Roshi, appreciate you guys all coming out tonight for the AMA. That's all the questions that we will take tonight for the community. I urge you all, if your questions were not answered, to head on over to the Shima Enaga's Telegram to ask your questions. I'm going to kick it back to Seattle. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Goku. Thanks for all the ones that asked the question as well. we are running almost 2 hours, and it feels like it only has been an hour. And obviously, we still have 201 participants on the voice right now. So, I mean, I had a good time chatting with you there, Goku. Appreciate you again picking us as the first AMA of your 1 month AMA tour. You guys have 12 lined up, and you guys go over there, be part of the community, be part of the team, and follow them. You came across very honest, very transparent, and I love that. With me, when I invest in a project, right, it's not necessarily about the mission or the idea behind it. Of course, it has to make sense, right? But more importantly for me, it's the people who's behind it, and that's when I invest in a project. So, I think the team Goku came across, represents the team very well. Very intelligent, actually. You come across very intelligent, brother. Very well articulated. So I appreciate you again, Goku. Do you have the last word for us before we kick back to Mike and do the whitelist giveaway and the cash prize giveaway?
Last and not least, much love to you guys. I have huge respect for all of you, for Mike, for Seattle, for the community here, and I wanna touch on this. And look at how many 200 people in the VC. Okay, I want to ask you one question, and I don't want an answer. I want you to take that question with you to your bed. Okay, before you sleep, ask yourself this. Why am I in crypto? Why am I in DeFi? Why am I even here? Because I want to make it. Okay. And you tend to do more together. Okay. If we have this movement, okay, let's say now USA Crypto has 200 participants in the VC right now. Okay. If we have this movement every day on VC, live, with education, I promise I'll do my best to not be boring. I know I was maybe a bit boring today, too much talking stuff, but we'll try to do stuff and so on. Do you think we could achieve the impossible or not together? Together. Like, we spent 2 hours here, and I haven't seen the members dropping or being below 200. Maybe I missed it, but it's always been there, and that means that there is people listening, that there is open ears. It's not people jumping in and out. Okay, there is people that are listening to get out with some sense over what the project is about, and then to educate themselves. Guys, follow us, come with us, join our journey. And I'm gonna tell you, and I cannot promise wealth. I cannot promise you that, but I can promise you that I personally, my team, my community will not let you down in terms of performance. Okay, come join us, give it a shot. Not every token is meant to make it, and not every token is making it. But if there is one token that deserves to make it, is the one that has a legitimate foundation, where the team and community are working very hard to achieve it. Okay, and that's the token that deserves your commitment. If you commit to it together, we can make it. There's nothing holding us back. And here's something very interesting. If you go to our, and a lot of people has done it without money, not for the money. We have a $1,000 giveaway and we have 3 designers hired to customize. If you go through the VC here, you're gonna see a lot of Shima Enaga profile pictures, but customized with characters, with John Vic, the cat here, with Goku, with a lot of customized ones. We have 3 designers that will make you that. Okay, I offered some designers money. They didn't even want to make it because they want to invest in the project. They are there for commitment. Okay, and there is on launch there is $200 to 5 people, going to 5 lucky winners on a live VC spinning wheel for those that have the profile pictures. But imagine 200 people, like in VC now, everyone has the same picture. Okay, same branding. That itself is good enough to give us insane exposure to take the space with a storm. I think we have around 200 people in our community with the profile picture. We are growing. We have 6 days more to go for the pre-sale. And I promise you guys, by the time the pre-sale comes, we're gonna look dangerous. Shima is cute but dangerous. Okay, and I want you to join us on that journey, because if there is anything that can make the impossible happen, it's a solid, dangerous, community. So join us, guys. Love you all. Be good and see you around.
Very well said there, Goku. Community is very important. So with that said, Goku, what we like to do is we like to send people to your room to raise awareness to your Telegram. We will have a little thing that says, Great AMA at USA Crypto Group. Is that something that you want us to do?
That's something that we would love to see. Let's go.
Do it. All right, so John is going to go ahead and drop that line, and Mike's going to go over there. He's going to pick one winner over there. So make sure you go there, join the Telegram, but not just join, guys. You guys heard, listen to that for 2 hours. Goku and the team, they sound very serious about the project. So take part of, be part of the community. Join the voice chat, listen to what they have to say, maybe change your profile picture through some kind of program that they have going on over there. But yeah, partake in it. Again, Goku, I want to say thank you again. At this point, Mike's going to come back on. He's going to do the prize giveaway. You guys are more than welcome to stay, or you guys, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, just one thing, guys. You've been here. And there's anything that attracts anyone, it's a fundamental comment. You've been here for 2 hours. If you believe in it, only if you believe in it, share with our community what you have learned from this, AMA. And if you believe that this will sustain for the long term, and if you believe that the vision is good. So thank you very much, Sierra, Mike, love you all. Huge respect for you guys. And how many whitelists were supposed to be for USA Crypto? 10, right?
Yeah, 10 is perfect.
Okay, all right. 10 it is. I'm looking forward for everything, guys, and much love. If you ever need anything, our community is there for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. Stan, Goku, and I don't think Roshi is here, but appreciate you guys coming on out tonight. I'm going to share my screen and do a little bit of a giveaway here. Tonight, I was not able to write down names, so I'm going to share and go through these names right here. We have 10 waitlist participants that we will gather from the community here, as well as best question, one attendance, as well as Seattle said earlier, one person randomly who joins over to Shima Enaga's Telegram and says great AMA at USA Crypto Group. Without further ado, I will do this as best as I can. And I guess go fast, stop, and we'll grab 10 participants for whitelist.
It looks like you're in a matrix, Mike. I've never seen this before.
I always stay in the matrix.
You want to put in the matrix? I'm the kid that been to the fucking.
Let's see here. Xayu B, first whitelist winner. Congratulations. Let's see. Bottom. Palmala, whitelist winner. Congratulations.
Never been to Mount Rushmore.
All right, let's see. Going back here. Middle top. Yolana, whitelist winner. Congratulations. Right, I'm writing these down on the sides, guys, so bear with me here. Number 4, right in the middle. Wine. Congratulations. Whitelist winner, brother. All right. Let's see, number 5, right at the top. Katrine. Congratulations, whitelist winner. Seattle. Sorry, not you. Just kidding. Phase of Gratz.
Is it really me?
It was not. I was just kidding with you.
Yeah. Mike, you got my hopes up.
You disqualified.
I tried. Yeah, Seattle's disqualified from every single
sport.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we love you. Don't worry. I love Oregon.
Number one,
You know, they call
Psyche.
they call that haters in over in America. I'm not sure where over the UK they call it, but over here they call it haters.
But if we're jealous,
Damn haters.
But if we're jealous, you're not hating. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's grab another one here. J. Cole. Actually, seeing you in almost every single AMA. Thank you. Let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more whitelist winners before we jump on over to cash winners. Let's see. I'll go to the very bottom. Steve Murphy. Congratulations. Whitelist winner for Shima Enaga. You've actually been here quite often as well. I appreciate your commitment. Let's see. We'll go middle top. Boom. Bless one. Oh, Bless one's always there. Good winner. Congratulations, Bless one. That is it for the 10 whitelist winners. Let me grab one. I almost wanted to say wheel because, you know, I always have the wheel up. Let me grab one random scroller tonight for $25. Boom! Bionix Leo has
Pump and dump. Oh my god.
pump and dump profile picture. Congratulations, $25 winner. And I will also go through the questions. There was quite a few good ones tonight, as well as hop on over to the Shima Enaga's Telegram to pick another random winner, like Seattle. And Johnny has dropped in the main chat here how to win. Go on over there and say great AMA at USA Crypto Group. That's it for me tonight. I will have everything posted, pinned very shortly, as well as a YouTube link posted up as well, ASAP. Always great to see you guys. Seattle, appreciate you 100%, always, giving everything an amazing breakdown. Shima Enaga team, Dan, Goku, Stan, and Roshi, who's not here tonight. Appreciate you guys all coming in tonight and giving us an amazing breakdown. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Thank you very much, Mike and Seattle and the team.
All right, thank you again, guys. You guys have a good one. Thanks, Mike.
Have a